Welcome back to UCLA Football TV, hosted by West 739. Family lock in. Last year, we didn't lose games because we couldn't score. We lost them because we couldn't finish. That's the difference. That's discipline, that's depth, that's identity. And if 2026 is going to feel different, it won't be because of highlights. It'll be because the defense closes the door. Let me say this clean. A good defense doesn't celebrate in the first half. It tightens up in the fourth. It gets off the field on third down. It tackles in space. It doesn't flinch when the game gets heavy. That's what I'm watching for this year. Now let's talk about the structure. Collin Hitschler. I keep saying the guy has Alabama background. Aggressive, discipline. The second word matters more to me than anything. Without discipline, that's just penalties. That's jumping off sides. That's grabbing, holding. That's busted coverages. That's momentum swing. We don't need any of that this year. And we've seen that enough. Look at Za'ir West. I know he's young, but he's still bringing over some leadership. That's edge presence. We need that. We perform better when we got somebody that can put pressure on the quarterback. Roderick Pleasant. You can't teach that kind of speed. He's going to have an impact this year. And don't forget Teo Johnson. I mean, this guy's been playing football, starting football for a while now. So for us to bring him in, that's length, range, versatility. Don't forget about the portal additions up front. We added size. We added rotation. We added growth. We added depth. We brought in 40-plus portal additions overall. If you haven't seen that interview with Bob Chesney where he said he don't want to be in a situation like this next year to where he has to bring in over 40 transfers. I mean, we've already become comfortable with the fact that this is the new college football, but at the same time, transfers should be complementing the pieces that you already have. I want everyone to understand, a lot of coaches come in and they send players that they don't think is going to have an impact out. We see it as just, oh, this player is leaving, this player is transferring out. That's not always the case. It's a lot going on behind the scenes. A lot of these players feel like they're not going to get time, so it's time to go. The coach can come to them and say, look, I'm bringing in different players. So we got to keep that in perspective, because bringing in 40-plus players, that changes practice, that changes tempo, that changes accountability. Now let's talk about the stat that nobody liked. We gave up 293 points. That was way more than we ever need to give up again. And that's not where you want to live. But here's the shift. Third year in the Big Ten. You're not adjusting anymore. You're expecting to know what this league feels like. This is not the Pac-12, family. This is not the Pac-12. You guys have to understand that. Weather matters here. You got a lot of cold games. You're going to have late drives, fourth quarter physicality. And that's where these games are going to be decided. I'm not going to hold you guys forever because I'm coming back tomorrow. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you lock in. Let me know in the comments. Are we built to close? And closing doesn't mean fancy or flashy. It means 3rd and 4. Are we going to get off the field? It means in the red zone. You hold them to 3, you don't give up a touchdown. Our 2-minute drill. Are we going to communicate without panicking? That's the identity that Bob Chesney is bringing over to UCLA. That's the identity that we need to play in this Big Ten conference. Now, here's what I like. The secondary has speed. The front 7 has way more bodies than we've seen in a long time. There's rotation now in the DB room, the linebacker room, and the defensive line. You don't have to play 80 snaps tired. And that matters because November exposes conditioning. It exposes depth. It exposes discipline. And I don't feel like this defense is walking into November not knowing that. I feel like we brought in depth. I feel like it's layered. Now, am I committed to saying that we brought in enough depth? Am I committed to saying that we have exactly what we need? We're not elite yet. We're not Alabama. We're not Ohio. But can we be Indiana? Absolutely, we can be Indiana. That's why people compare us to Indiana. I know it's the JMU connection, but every team in college football should be compared to Indiana at this point. So let's relax. Let's be layered. And layered defenses don't collapse off one mistake. And that's growth. Now let me slow this down. A real closing defense looks like this. Fourth quarter, one possession game. The crowd is loud. And you know they're running the ball. And you still win that rep. That's the type of plays that's going to flip the season in our favor. And I'm not talking about one highlight play. I'm talking about 5 straight snaps of discipline. That's what I want to see. Now I'm optimistic because structurally, this feels way more organized. And organized defenses don't give games back, family. So here's the tension. Are we built to close? Or are we still proving it? That's the difference between competing and controlling. I think we're closer to controlling than we were. But we'll find out fast, especially late in the game. Now I'm going to throw it back to you guys. When you picture this defense in the fourth quarter, do you see calm or do you see chaos? Talk to me. If you haven't locked in, if you bleed blue and gold, if you're part of this Bruin family and you haven't subscribed to the channel, it's 100% free. I need you guys to lock in. Thank you for watching UCLA Football TV hosted by West 739. Forza.